Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple Understanding. Today, we're summarizing Built to Last, Successful Habits of Visionary Companies by James C. Collins and Jerry I. Porras. This book is about one big question. Why do some companies survive, grow, and stay influential for decades, while others rise quickly and then disappear? Collins and Porras studied long-lasting companies and compared them with other successful companies in the same industries. Their goal was not just to find companies with good products, but companies that became strong institutions over many generations. The book came from a 6-year research project into what the authors called visionary companies. The failure in this book is not one factory shutdown or one supply chain mistake. The failure is deeper. Many companies are built around one product, one leader, one opportunity, or one short-term profit target. That can work for a few years, but it does not last. A company may have a brilliant founder, but when the founder leaves, the company becomes weaker. A company may have one successful product, but when the market changes, it cannot adapt. A company may chase quarterly profit, but slowly lose its identity, culture, and long-term direction. This is what Collins and Porras challenge. They argue that visionary companies are not only successful because they had one great idea, they are successful because they build systems, values, cultures, and habits that survive beyond one person or one product. In simple words, many companies fail because they are built to win today, but not built to last tomorrow. The biggest mistake is building a company around time-telling, not clock building. Here's what that means. A time teller is a leader who always gives the answer. The company depends on that person's vision, decisions, and charisma. When the leader is strong, the company looks strong, but when the leader leaves, everything becomes uncertain. A clock builder creates a company that can keep working, learning, improving, and renewing itself even after the founder is gone. Collins describes clock building as shaping a culture and organization that can generate many great ideas over time, not just depending on one great idea or one genius leader. This connects directly to operations and supply chain. Imagine a company where every major decision depends on one founder. New product approval, supplier selection, warehouse expansion, hiring, quality standards, everything goes through one person. At first, this may feel efficient, but as the company grows, it becomes a bottleneck. Orders wait, teams hesitate, suppliers wait for approval, customers experience delays, managers stop thinking because they are trained to ask, not decide. This is similar to what we discussed in Turn the Ship Around. When control is too centralized, people become followers instead of leaders. The operational failure is this: the company did not build a repeatable system, it built dependence. The main framework in Built to Last is preserve the core and stimulate progress. This means a company must do two things at the same time. First, it must preserve its core values and purpose. Second, it must keep changing, improving, experimenting, and growing. Collins explains that core ideology gives the company continuity, while the drive for progress pushes it towards change, innovation, and renewal. This is powerful because many companies think they must choose. They think they must choose between stability or innovation, between values or profit, between discipline or creativity, between long-term culture or short-term performance. But visionary companies use what Collins calls the genius of the and. They do not say we want values or growth, they say we want values and growth. They do not say we want discipline or innovation, they say we want discipline and innovation. This is the mature lesson of the book. Great companies do not survive by being frozen in the past. They survive by protecting what should never change while aggressively changing everything else. Core ideas from the book. The first idea is clock building, not time telling. Do not only build a product, build an organization. Do not only depend on a great founder, build a system that creates future leaders. Modern example, Amazon did not become powerful only because of online books. It built systems, fulfillment centers, marketplace platforms, AWS, Prime, data systems, and operating principles. The original product changed, but the machine kept evolving. The second idea is more than profits. Visionary companies need profit, but they are not driven only by profit. They have a deeper purpose that guides decisions. This doesn't mean purpose replaces financial discipline. That would be naive. A company without profit cannot survive. But a company with only profit and no identity can lose trust, culture, and direction. Modern example, Toyota is not only about selling cars, its operating philosophy includes quality, continuous improvement, and respect for people. That identity shaped its production system and supplier relationships. The third idea is BHAGs, or Big, Hairy, Audacious Goals. A BHAG is a bold, long-term goal that energizes people and pushes the company forward. The term was introduced by Collins and Porras, and it refers to ambitious goals that create focus and momentum. Modern example, Tesla used the big goal of accelerating electric vehicles to push the auto industry toward EVs. Whether someone likes Tesla or not, the goal created urgency, market attention, and industry movement. But here is the warning. A BHAG without operational discipline becomes a slogan. Big goals need supply chains, talent, cash flow, execution, and quality systems behind them. The fourth idea is try a lot of stuff and keep what works. Visionary companies experiment. They do not wait for perfect certainty. They test, learn, adjust, and scale what works. Modern example, Alibaba tested and expanded across e-commerce, digital payments, logistics, cloud, and international marketplaces. Not every experiment becomes a permanent success, but experimentation creates options. The fifth idea is homegrown management. The book argues that many visionary companies develop leaders from inside. This protects culture and continuity. Modern example, companies like Apple and Microsoft show how leadership transitions matter. A company must not only have a strong leader today, it needs a leadership pipeline for tomorrow. Think about Disney. Disney is not built only around one movie. It is built around storytelling, characters, parks, media, merchandise, and emotional connection. The products change, from animation to streaming, but the core idea of creating magical entertainment remains. This is preserve the core and stimulate progress. Think about 3M. 3M became famous for innovation and experimentation. The company's culture encouraged trying new ideas, which helped it create many products over time. The lesson is that innovation should not depend only on one genius. It should be built into the culture. Think about Amazon. Amazon started with books, but it did not remain a bookstore. It became a logistics company, cloud company, advertising company, marketplace, device company, and AI infrastructure player. The core idea stayed close to customer obsession and long-term building, while the business model kept changing. That is the book's lesson in action. Keep the core, change the methods. Think about Toyota. Toyota's supply chain strength comes from long-term systems, lean production, quality at the source, supplier development, and continuous improvement. Toyota did not build greatness by chasing one quarterly number. It built capabilities that compound over time. Think about Nokia as a warning. Nokia was once a dominant phone company, but dominance today does not guarantee relevance tomorrow. If a company protects the wrong thing, old products, old assumptions, old power structures, it may lose the future. This is where you should not read Built to Last blindly. Some companies praised in the book later struggled. A company can be visionary for a period of time and still face decline if it stops adapting. That does not destroy the book's lesson, it actually strengthens it. Being built to last is not a certificate you receive once, it's a discipline you must renew continuously. Key takeaways. First, do not build a company around one leader. Build systems, culture, and leadership capacity. Second, do not depend only on one product. Markets change, technology changes, and customer needs change. Third, preserve your core values, but change your strategies, products, and processes when needed. Fourth, profit matters, but profit alone is not enough to build a lasting company. Fifth, big goals can inspire people, but only if they are supported by execution. Sixth, experimentation is not chaos, it's a disciplined way to discover what works. Seventh, culture can be a competitive advantage, but only if it helps people perform, adapt, and make better decisions. Built to Last teaches a powerful lesson. Great companies are not built by luck, slogans, or one charismatic leader. They are built through habits, systems, values, experiments, leadership development, and long-term discipline. The big question for any business is not only, how can we grow this year? The better question is, what are we building today that will still make this company strong 10 or 20 years from now? That is the real message of Built to Last. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to Simple Understanding, and ring the bell for more practical business and supply chain lessons. And tell me in the comments, which book should we summarize next?